Y'all, can I tell you about these Tecovas boots? I don't know if y'all know this, but these boots are handmade, high quality, stylish, and comfortable right out of the box. I know we buy everything online these days, but boots are something you really should get fitted for. And it just so happens Tecovas is based right here in Austin. So come shop with me at the Tecovas store on South Congress or the Domain. That's TECOVAS.com. Don't go gently, y'all. Today on CityCast Austin, we're rolling out our monthly guide. Think of it as your to-do list, but strictly for fun things. Fall is almost in the air, and we're talking about what we're going to do this month, what we plan to listen to, and where we're going to eat. This month is also National Hispanic Heritage Month, and today I'm joined by Nancy Flores, editor and publisher of Austin Vida, and executive producer Eva Ruth Moravec, to give you the best guide for September in Austin. And if you're just now discovering CityCast Austin, hello! Tune in every morning to our daily podcast where I'll bring you all of the latest on this crazy, wonderful town. We want to thank Tecovas, our exclusive launch sponsor. It's Tuesday, September 3rd. I'm Nikki Devon, and this is what Austin's talking about. Hello, Nancy. Hello, Eva Ruth.
Hi, Nikki.
Hey, great to be here.
Woohoo.
Welcome. We're so glad you're here. So it's finally cooling off some outside, and there are activities all over the city. But first and foremost, it is also National Hispanic Heritage Month. Why don't you tell us a little bit, Nancy, about what that means to Austinites and what we should know?
Yeah, definitely September is a big month for Latinos across the U.S. And, of course, especially in Austin as well, we have a 33% population of the Latino community here. And so it's a special month for us, definitely. Not only is it celebrating the contributions of our people and the recognitions and trailblazers in the community, but it's also coincides, a lot of folks may not know, with a lot of Independence Days for just several Latin American countries. And so here in Austin, we may be familiar with, of course, Mexican Independence Day, which is, pretty dominant. You've seen it all over town over the years. But yeah, folks may be curious to know that there's also Independence Days starting from the beginning of the September all the way through. And so it just is very fitting that, September kicks us off, from like Brazil kicks us off in the beginning. There's like a slew of like Central American countries. September 15th, there's, Guatemala, Honduras, El Salvador, Nicaragua, Costa Rica. Like it's just a great diversity of celebrations throughout the month. Of course, Mexico, and then, Chile and Belize like wrap us up at the end of the month. So it's just a lot to celebrate and a lot of, contributions to uplift during that time.
Now, I am familiar with 16 de Septiembre.
Yes.
Is that right?
Yeah. So 16 is just Mexican Independence Day. So you're definitely right on that.
Okay.
And different days. The day before is when there's several Central American countries. But then, just different days throughout. But it just makes for, just a fitting time to celebrate. And, nowadays it's a month-long celebration. It used to be that it was just a week-long celebration. And so it was under like President George H.W. Bush, who like in the 80s then expanded it to a month-long recognition.
So how do you what do you do during National Hispanic Heritage Month? What do you do typically?
Yeah, speaking of the, Independence Days, for me, definitely going out to check out some of those festivities. There's a big Viva Mexico event that happens annually that's by the Mexican American Cultural Center. Folks may know right now it's under construction, the MAC. Mm-hmm. And so it's a chance to check out the celebration at a different location This year it's going to be over at the Pan Am Rec Center. If you haven't checked it out, like it's the Hillside Theater, just a beautiful location for iconic art as well. There's the murals from, noted artist Raul Valdez. And so it's just a beautiful backdrop with, music and vendors and art and just really, kids' activities and just a fun time. And
That's awesome.
you also don't have to be Mexican to show up, or even, Latina community. Like, this is open to everyone. And it's just a chance to, learn a little bit more if you're curious, or just really, immerse yourself in the experience.
Pan Am Park is one of my favorite places in the entire city.
I've never been. Now I want to go. When is the celebrate? Is it on 16?
It's actually on Saturday, September 14th.
Oh, great.
Yeah, that's super close to my house. I love Pan Am Park. There's always something beautiful and wonderful happening over there. And you're right, that amphitheater area, it's just, the stage is beautiful, and then you can just sit on the hill in the grass. It's great.
Absolutely.
Nice.
So speaking of things to do in September, so September 22nd is Austin Museum Day. And it's like free admission at more than 30 participating organizations. So hopefully there's something for everyone. Do either of you have a favorite museum in Austin that you go to?
Oh, man. This is a hard one for me because I'm a dork. But I love that this list of, everybody who's participating in Austin Museum Day is a wide range of, it's not like this, maybe stereotypical idea of a museum. Like, they have the Texas State Cemetery participating, which you might not think of as a museum, but it's historic. It's like a landmark. There's so many interesting things to see. I really like the Mexicarte Museum on Congress. I've only been a couple times, but very bright, very rich in history as well. There's the big ones like the Blanton Museum that people like to go to, Bob Bullock Texas State History Museum. But yeah, I'm interested in some of the ones on this list that are like more historic structures, kind of off the beaten path, not your typical museum. What about you, Nancy?
I would add, probably like the Carver Museum too. I think that's a good place also if you're not like a museum type of person, because it's connected to the library. And so it's a little bit more, accessible to folks.
There's always really, really good stuff happening at the Carver.
Austin gets some, I think, fair criticism for not having like a bigger museum culture.
Right.
So it's kind of interesting that a lot of these places are not not the idea or the formal museum sort of thing, but they're Austin museums. They're different.
So Ham Day is coming up on the 24th of September. And Ham Day is like 250 live music shows around town. Free. September is just a really good month to do stuff, to just kind of like get back out, I think, into the city, into the world, because it's so hot. It's been so hot for like 8 months.
Yeah, and a chance to explore something different, maybe try something new that you haven't checked out before, for sure, especially with Ham Day.
September is a very busy music month in Austin. So like Ham Day seems like a lot for a really good bang for your buck. I mean, it's free, but just to be able to see so many different musicians at once.
Mm-hmm.
But like, I don't know if y'all have marked your calendars for any of the big shows coming to town.
There's a lot.
Yeah, there's definitely, one on my radar. There's, something that I've been listening to is the Mariachi Rock Revolution.
Ooh.
And it's exactly what it sounds like, like rock-fueled, mariachi-infused.
Nancy, don't play with me. I love mariachi. Are you for real?
They are a local band, which makes it even better.
Mariachi Revolution.
That's what they're called?
Mariachi Rock Revolution.
This is amazing.
Yes. They describe themselves as like if the Trans-Siberian Orchestra, was like born on the border.
That sounds amazing.
Just so excited about this project. And, it's led by, Austin musician Hayden Vitera. And he's just been a trailblazer in like the local Latin music scene, but also just like this accomplished, like electric violinist,
Ooh.
and also like, you know, in the country music scene is just like super accomplished and is bringing this like really inspired project to life. And yeah, so folks can check it out, you know, at the Long Center. That's on September 15th.
Nice.
And, you know, on top of it, it's like a benefit concert for a mariachi project that's pretty awesome as well, called Mariachi para Todos, Mariachi for Everyone, which is, if you haven't heard of it, it's actually like an intergenerational mariachi program. So a lot of times you'll see like, you know, like professional adult only mariachis or like school mariachis. And this is like the generations, you know, elders, youth coming together, and
Aw.
just a beautiful experience. So can't wait for that.
That is so fun. Nikki's head is going to explode.
My head is exploding. I'm on their website already. I'm not playing with y'all. Do they always have the Day of the Dead half skull and half not painted face? It's beautiful. It looks amazing.
Yeah, check out some of the videos too. Yeah, it has like a kind of Day of the Dead inspired vibe to it.
I am living.
Yes.
Oh my God. Mom has got the violin and the Day of the Dead half skull and the knee-high boots. Everything about this is giving me life right now.
Ooh.
I'm obsessed with the music. I'm obsessed with the mariachi outfits. And musically, it's perfect. It's beautiful.
Yes.
Don't even get me started, because I'm not trying to cry on this. I'm not trying to cry on this podcast right now. Talking about mariachi music.
I love the beauty of also just bringing that biculturalism to the forefront, that it's bringing, you know, contemporary rock as well into the fold. And so, you know, just like the blend of cultures and music and traditions is, yeah, just a really special project.
It's brilliant. I cannot wait. Eva Ruth, who are you going to, I know there's some music that you're going to see and that you're interested in this month.
I just feel like I don't know why all of this is happening in September. So my friend had an extra ticket to see, or a ticket that she couldn't use to see Weezer play the Blue album at the Moody Center. And I don't know, that's an album that is near and dear to my heart. And I just feel like there's all this throwback music coming to town, like all in September. And I'm laughing because it cracks me up that like we have Cake, Green Day, Rob Zombie, Alice Cooper, and then there's Weezer, and Jewel and Melissa Etheridge are coming. It's like, what is happening to the like 90s and early odds? I don't know.
Is it 2001?
But yeah, I'm excited to see Weezer and sing at the top of my lungs and lose my voice. That'll be fun.
Yeah, so you're getting that ticket then.
Oh yeah, I'm getting that ticket.
Oh yeah. Awesome.
Yes.
I love that. So I've been kind of like trying to prepare myself for ACL. So I've been prepping for ACL, because last year I was at ACL and I stumbled onto this band called Odessa, and literally it's because we were in the wrong place.
I love when that happens.
We were just in the wrong place. Like I was in the wrong place, and I'm like, yeah, this is going to be amazing. We're about to see all these people run to come see this band. That's one of my favorite things, is to just watching just droves of people running to see a band. So it was the Lumineers. We're standing up on VIP and we're like, yeah, these people are going to come running. It's going to be amazing. And people were running. And then the concert started and it was like fireball, 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 laser show, laser show. And I was like, Lumineers are going a really different way than they normally do. This is interesting. So it turned out to be this band, Odessa, one of the best shows I've ever seen, which I would have missed if, you know what I mean? Like if it just wasn't Kismet. So now this year I am going to be prepared. And so I've been listening to like musicians that I haven't heard of that are on the lineup this year. So of course, Chaperone, I was trying to update myself on Chaperone. Turns out everybody's going to hate me for saying this, but the only song I like of them is Pink Pony Club. It's fine. It's not meant for me. I'm old. Chaperone is not meant for this gay. It is meant for the gays, but not this gay. But Jungle, the band Jungle, so I had only ever heard that Back on 74, you know, and that Candle Flame, but they have another album called Forever. It is so good. The entire album. It is not what they got popular for recently. It is a completely different album. It is so freaking good. Drop Tones, Queen Herbie, and then last but not least, Brittany Davis is like this like hip hop soul singer. Every single thing I have heard, so good. But she does a song called Serpicon that has been on heavy repeat for the past 2 weeks.
Nice. I think that is very smart.
I have to, or else I'm going to be like a chicken with my head cut off.
Yeah.
Just trying to figure out, you know what I mean? Because I use ACL Fest when I go to hear stuff I haven't heard before, unless it's someone that's so incredible. I can't imagine not listening.
Right.
Otherwise, I'm trying to hear people I've never heard before.
Yeah, I think that's smart. Very smart.
Yeah. So that's what I'm listening to.
Yeah, the discovery part of the fest is what also makes it, makes those little happy mistakes worthwhile.
Totally. Yeah.
And this is that time of year. September starts festival season. There's Float Fest. There's Bat Fest. It's like Pecan Street Fest. Like it's festival season is starting.
There's an annual fest called Centro Americanto Fest. And this is all celebrating like everything Central American, like music, food, dance. It's happening at the Zach Theater this year. And it's just so great to see just this festival grow over time and, how folks have like embraced it more and more each year and bringing some like big names from all across Central America that, they don't often get to tour here in the US or, especially in Austin. And so, yeah, it's just a great festival, put together by Mauricio Callejas, which is a local, El Salvadorian musician, who has, his own album and everything, but also makes it a point to like, hey, let's uplift like all of the Central American music, and so that's also like a very special thing about these kind of community leaders who are like, yes, I have my album, I have my music, but let's all uplift each other and make the scene stronger. So yeah, the Centro Americanto Fest is definitely, one to mark your calendars.
What day is it again?
Yeah, September 7th at the Zach Theater.
I don't know about y'all, but it's like you have the comfort zones from different eras, and different kinds of music. You're like, I know them. It's going to be great. My ears will be happy. For some reason, like discovering new stuff is harder. But I think like Austin makes it really easy because we are such a good music town that if you go to any of these festivals and like, even if you don't know who's playing, they are going to be really good. They're going to be amazing performers. It's going to be a fun experience. Like you get to be out and like exploring something new. So I'm just basically reminding myself to not be intimidated by new music and get out there and explore.
It's hard, but I agree with you. Like I love that I think in my head that I have the pulse on the city, and now Nancy has put me on to like pop real quick. Two things, and now I'm like, oh yeah, we doing that.
Yeah,
I'm doing that. I love that,
me
and
too.
that's what makes Austin special. I think it's like that opportunity to expand your horizons. A favorite part of festivals for me and shows for me is also eating. And the food. Yeah, like, come on. Food festivals as well. So we got a lot of things, several things going on in September when, as it pertains to just like food and eating and goodness. So dozens of restaurants in town are participating in Austin Restaurant Week through September 15th. A portion of each meal goes directly to the Central Texas Food Bank. You got to check out their website to see what each participating restaurant has. I looked at the list. Either there are any that you wanted to try. I have a couple.
It's a lot. I'm not going to lie.
It's a lot that you want to try.
There are so many. And I mean, I'm not going to let's be honest. Let's pick out a couple that I might actually make it to. So I found one that sounds really interesting. Lucky Robot. It's a sushi place on South Congress. And they say that it's a sustainable sushi restaurant, the first one in Texas, which I thought was cool. And so for each different restaurant is doing a different kind of deal for Restaurant Week. And at Lucky Robot, it's $60 for a 4-course meal, and you get to pick like one of 3 options for each course. And it sounds really different, and it's more like a way to try something new, I think. And they also have some fun sounding drinks on their specials list. And then I got very distracted looking at Suga's Cakery, which is a dessert shop in Pflugerville. And I just went down a rabbit hole looking at their beautiful cakes and cupcakes.
Ooh.
One of them is the Strawberry de la Creme cupcake, which just sounds amazing. So it has like chunks of strawberries. So that's where I got distracted. But I've never done Austin Restaurant Week, so I want to try.
So I have never done Austin Restaurant Week either, which I'm slightly embarrassed about. The only thing, there are a lot of restaurants that I saw on there that I just love anyway, like District Kitchen and, Phoebe's Diner. But Old Thousand, they have Old Thousand listed as participating, and you can get a 4-course meal for $40 at Old Thousand. And if you've ever been to Old Thousand,
that sounds amazing.
Old Thousand is so good. It's too much. They have brisket fried rice. They have honey pecan shrimp. Like, they're so good.
But then there's also this Sazon Latin Food Festival happening at Lulu's. I don't know if I've never been to this either, but it sounds really interesting and flavorful. They're going to have Latin food vendors from the Caribbean, Central and South America. And it's September 14th and 15th, which sounded like a really good time.
But I love that type of spot, where it's not like one specific type of food, but if you go to this one place, you can try a little bit of everything. And I love that that's kind of feeling like the theme for like this September is like, we all need to go out and try something new, whether it's food, discovering music, getting out there, exploring something.
Yes.
I love that theme for like the fall.
Yeah, I love this idea. That's kind of my favorite. That's my favorite type of food festival, is so I could just show up and get something from here and something from there and something from there. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I love that. Are y'all excited? Speaking of food, like, is there anything that y'all are excited about trying? Like, any restaurants y'all are excited about trying?
Well, a dish that I'm excited about trying this is very seasonal, and it's like also what makes like September special, especially for, Mexicans out in the crowd, is that it's chiles en nogada season. And, you can't find this any other time of the year. It starts in September, probably goes through November. And you're going to start seeing this like in Mexican restaurants on the menus pop up. And this is like super Instagrammable because it's just a beautiful dish. And it's really like this culinary tribute to the Mexican flag. So there's like green, white, and red are represented, the colors of the Mexican flag. So there's like the green stuffed poblano pepper. And then there's like a creamy white, like walnut sauce. And then there's like a red, like a sprinkling of like pomegranate seeds. And so together, it's just like this like beautiful photogenic dish.
That sounds delicious.
Yeah. And it's like a sweet and savory like meat filling inside. And so, if you start seeing this on the menus as you're out and about, or maybe Restaurant Week, or if you're seeing the chiles en nogada, give it a try, and, you just might like it. And If not, it makes a good Instagram post.
Chiles and what's the other? What is it? Nogales?
Chiles en nogada. When the chiles en nogada show up in the menus, it's like, it's the fall, and, to me is like a nod to like the start of Mexican Independence, Hispanic Heritage Month.
I had to look it up. It's beautiful and it looks delicious. Y'all, it looks so good.
Yeah, it definitely comes together, and just like visually stunning too. But yeah, I mean, you can't go wrong. There's just, some places, just iconic places in Austin where, they do like a traditional style, like Fonda San Miguel, for example.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
But really you can see it, at like mom and pop, restaurants as well. And
nice.
I went ahead and looked it up. Fonda San Miguel, Leach's Cantina, Hecho in Mexico, Commodore, La Condesa, El Naranjo on South Lamar, and El Mason, which came up quick. Those are the only ones that came up quickly.
Wow.
Yeah, all good places.
That sounds awesome.
It sounds awesome. It sounds so much better than pumpkin spice anything because,
yes.
Listen, a lot of people will tell you that the taste of the fall is pumpkin spice crap, and it is not. I'm so sorry. Y'all can send the emails if y'all want to. I'm sorry. I don't like it.
Nope. Skipping the pumpkin spice.
You can give me chilies and nogada. Yeah, give me chilies and nogada any day.
Yes.
That sounds delicious. So, okay. What about you, Eva? Like, what are your tastes of fall? What does fall taste like to you?
I am Jewish, and there happen to be some big Jewish holidays that usually fall around September, October. So it's like a brisket. It's the start of the Jewish New Year, but to me, fall does taste like my mom's brisket, and thinking about all of the things that I need to apologize for in the past year.
Okay. That's so funny.
Yep. Definitely not pumpkin spice here.
So, okay. For me, I know that for me, it's like when we start getting into September specifically, that's when I am more inclined to eat barbecue and like chili.
Mm-hmm.
I can't, it's too hot to have barbecue in the sun. It's just, I know that's technically when we're supposed to eat it, but it's hot. It's too hot to have the meat sweats, and it's too hot. But when we start getting into September, I'm like, oh, it's chili time. It's ribs time. It's, warm, boozy drinks time.
Yeah.
And speaking of drinks, I make coquito every year for Christmas. And so I start trying to like perfect my recipe around September, and I start to use my sisters as guinea pigs.
Tell us about this coquito.
Okay, so it is not mine.
Oh.
I got it from a Dominican friend. They taught me how to make it. It is kind of like eggnog, but 70 times better.
Ooh.
Yeah, Nancy, have you had it?
I have had it, yes. And
do you like it?
I want to be part of your like taste testing batch starting in September.
Yeah, it is so good. It's like, it's served cold. It's not served warm. So it's essentially rum, but it's very specific rum. It's like Dominican rum. And then it's nutmeg, vanilla, cinnamon, And then it's like Coco Lopez, condensed milk, condensed milk, sweetened milk. It's creamy and delicious.
Yum.
And incredibly boozy. And I love it. It's it's like some people make fruitcakes for Christmas. I make coquito and put them in little mason jars and hand them out to people because
that's so cute.
It makes more sense that I would give you booze than pastries.
Yeah, that sounds amazing.
So I'm striving for perfection.
Oh, man. I love that for you.
And this year I'm going to try to make chocolate with Nutella. Chocolate coquito with Nutella.
Ooh. Love it.
Yeah, Nancy, I'm going to have to get some to you. I'm going to have to find a way to get you some.
Amazing. Yeah, I'd love to try it. And yeah, I've never made it myself, but Yeah, especially the homemade mason jar. It's just like a special touch that just like comes from the heart, and it's just like warms the heart even more.
Mm-hmm.
Drink with me. So I want to ask you just really quickly. We've gone over a couple of things for National, Hispanic Heritage Month. But is there anything else that you want Austinites to know, maybe about Austin Vida or what you guys have going on for Hispanic Heritage Month? Do you have any recommendations?
Yeah, just want to invite folks to check out Austin Vida. It's an online Latine news and culture publication. And, we really are building something that centers underrepresented voices in the community. We all know that Black and Brown voices have, historically been portrayed as, either like victims or criminals. And so we really want to change that narrative. And, we also have a monthly Cultura guide that we produce every month. And so, yeah, definitely, come check out, austinvida.com and, get your free Cultura guide so that you can get plugged in and just feel a little more connected to your comunidad.
Awesome.
I love it. So, all right, y'all. Now we've learned a lot, and we have given y'all many, 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 many things to do in September.
I'm excited about explore Austin this September.
Yeah, seriously, there's a lot going on, and it runs the gamut. So there's no shortage of diversity. For more on just like celebrating National Hispanic Heritage Month in Austin, make sure you go to Austin Vida. Get yourself a Cultura guide.
Mm-hmm.
Now you know it exists, so go get it. Don't hesitate and find out everything you need to know. Eva, Nancy, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for talking about September with me. This is awesome. Nancy, seriously, you have no idea how much you have just excited me today. I have to say it again. Mariachi Rock Revolution is about to take over my life. And I am really grateful for you for putting me on.
Yes.
I cannot say it enough. Thank you for being here.
Absolutely. Muchísimas gracias.
Thank you, Nancy. Thanks, Nikki. Happy September, y'all.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.
That's all for today here on CityCast Austin. You'll find links to Nancy's social media and Austin Vida in our show notes. If you enjoyed the show, why not tell a friend, rate the show, leave us a review, and subscribe to our Hey Austin newsletter. We'll be back tomorrow morning with more news from around the city. Bye, y'all.